Greetings, people. What's up? What's happening? My name is Dr. Clarence and welcome back to TV7 Live, where we get to give you all the hottest and top trending topics. Alright guys, sorry about that, there was a technical glitch. We're back again. Keep your comments coming. Today I'm gonna be reading everybody's comments. Right? We're gonna talk about Zimbabwe's Pricing Madness Exposed. You know, with Chinga Chakwira by 10 cents, right? And many products are actually being inflated. Who is behind this price madness? What is happening? Big up to everybody. In the meantime, before we proceed, guys, I would like to ask you for one favor, guys. Please like this video and leave a comment when you finish watching this video. And thank you guys for choosing to watch TV7 Live. Right? Big up Phyllis, Sharon Jackson, Kudakwashe, Margaret Moyo. Big up everybody. Thank you everybody for watching TV7 Live. Alright guys. I want you to check out this article published by a Zimbabwean newspaper. It says US senators very disappointed by BT and company failure to answer a very simple question. Most people don't know what was this question or what were these questions, right? We're going to be talking about that and more. But if you watch that video, that BT and company video in America, those guys were pushing for one thing. They were pushing for the delay of elections in Zimbabwe. They are afraid that Emmerson Mnangagwa might actually deliver. Emmerson Mnangagwa might actually deliver, thereby rendering them irrelevant. So why are they pushing for a delay in election? They are pushing to have a GNU. Remember, they were once in the GNU. They tested power. They failed to make the reforms that they wanted before they entered the GNU. But when they entered the GNU, MDC had majority members of parliament. So why did they fail to change the policies? It was because then they were in favor of them. So what is different now? What is different now is the world is giving Emmerson Mnangagwa a second chance, and they are afraid that Emmerson Mnangagwa might actually deliver. Right? They are afraid that Emmerson Mnangagwa might actually deliver. Hence now the pricing madness. Hence now the pricing madness. Remember, this sabotage has always existed. Even when Mugabe was still president, every time Mugabe went out of the country and left Mnangagwa in charge, something would happen here. Remember the previous panic buying and price madness. Remember, every time Mugabe went out and ED was the acting president, the Tajamuka would vandalize property in Harare. This was all to tarnish the name of the vice president, right? And one of the most recent incidents is when Mugabe and Mnangagwa argued in the open at the airport, right? Right about now, I want to play you a clip, right? I want to play you a clip, a strategically edited clip that I edited, right? In this clip, I want you to listen carefully what the Americans were talking about, right? The point that the Americans wanted to bring about. If what happened in America had not happened, you were not going to believe what I want to tell you about what happened in 2008, right? But let me just give you a hint. In 2008, Zimbabwe shops had nothing on the shelves, but the shops remained open with nothing. The workers were getting paid even though the shops were empty. Why is that? I think you all remember, right? I'm going to go back. I'm going to come back to this one after I play you the video. Listen carefully, right? Keep your comments coming, guys. I'm going to read everybody's comments. Thank you, everybody, for watching TV7 Live, right? Just be patient, guys. Don't rush into conclusions, right? So let me play this video.
Do you imagine that USAID and the State Department should play in the run-up to free and fair elections if we are genuinely making progress?
To address that point, we do have some...
All right, let me rewind this one. I think I'm going to talk you through it.
What sort of role do you imagine that USAID and the State Department should play in the run-up to free and fair elections if we are...
All right, here he's saying, what role do you think the United States of America should play in the run-up to the Zimbabwe election? Meaning before the election, what role do you think the America should play? That was the question.
Genuinely making progress.
To address that point, we do have some flexibility with some regional funds.
We have some flexibility with some regional funds. Funds means money.
That we could target if we saw...
That we could target...
an opportunity that...
If we saw an opportunity...
looked viable there.
That looked viable in Zimbabwe.
I think that our diplomats have a wonderful opportunity to use the bully pulpit to coordinate with like-minded international partners.
Like-minded international partners, Australia, Canada, they can push them to help Zimbabwe also.
Because fundamentally this will be about the people of Zimbabwe, and we want to support their aspirations for a country that can reach its full potential.
This is essentially up to the people of Zimbabwe, and the actions that will determine their future will be taken by Zimbabweans.
This is up to the Zimbabweans. The actions that will determine their future will be taken by Zimbabweans, up to the Zimbabwean, meaning you and me.
But it seems to me that this is a moment for the United States to show a principled leadership.
This is a moment for the United States to show a principled leadership.
Active engagement and
active engagement.
Interest. But I'm wondering what another major influencer in this country...
I'm wondering what another major influencer in that country can we apply, apart from the Zidera, right?
Has in mind for their short-term agenda as well.
Short-term agenda. What do you have in mind for their short-term agenda? Short-term is now. Short-term means now, not after election.
We see in place a new government that is eager to have a sense of legitimacy that the predecessor government lacked.
We see a government that is eager to achieve a sense of legitimacy that the predecessor government didn't have, right? Stephen Sullivan is telling his mates that Mnangagwa has shown cooperation.
Despite the fact that it's a lot of the same people. Again, it offers...
Despite that is the same people.
An opportunity that we would like to try to work with and induce in a positive direction.
There have been reports that the British government may consider extending a bridge loan to Zimbabwe.
There's been reports that the British government may consider extending a bridge loan to Zimbabwe. The reason why the Americans were mentioning this in their Senate is because for them Zimbabwe is also an opportunity, right? So they want to look at their competitors. In this same hearing, they also talked about the Chinese, asking about what the role the Chinese are playing in Zimbabwe, right? So the Americans don't want to be left out in this rush for Zimbabwe's resources. It's not about Zimbabwean people benefiting only, but the Americans benefit in this also because Zimbabwe has a lot of opportunities.
In order to clear unpaid arrears and open up funding from the IMF and World Bank. But I wonder if you could be more directive to a junior senator.
I wonder if you could be more directive to a junior senator.
In the United States of America, that if you were where we were, what would you be pushing the State Department to do? What would you be using our position to really change what I... And I worry...
Okay, let me rewind that one a bit.
Directive to a junior senator in the United States of America, that if you were where we were, what would you be pushing the State Department to do? What would you be using our position to really change what I... And I worry about the people of Zimbabwe right now who are suffering an economy that is in very bad shape.
Okay, Buka says, I'm worried about the people of Zimbabwe who are suffering, right? I'm playing this video ndichitaura kuti munzwisise kuti ma-Americans vanga vati chakazoti anabiti vapindure ma-answer avo ekupenga-penga. Handiti, no offense.
What would you be using our position to really change what I... And I worry about the people of Zimbabwe right now who are suffering an economy that is in very bad shape. Unemployment rate that if you were where we were, what would you be pushing the State Department to do? What would you be using our position to really change what items? And I worry about the people of Zimbabwe right now who are suffering an economy that is in very bad shape, unemployment rates that are extraordinarily high. There are a lot of folks just, this is a humanitarian crisis going on. And really it's a crisis stimulated by a governance crisis, because Zimbabwe is a country of great wealth, great competitive advantage, great opportunities, and the block to crisis going on.
Okay, listen again.
And really it's a crisis stimulated by a governance crisis, because Zimbabwe is a country of great wealth.
Zimbabwe is a country of great wealth. That's Booker.
Great competitive advantage.
Great competitive advantage.
Great opportunity.
Great opportunity.
And the block towards the kind of reforms that can have Zimbabwe thriving, a nation that...
They know the potential of Zimbabwe, that Zimbabwe can become the richest country in Africa.
It used to be one of the region's breadbaskets. I mean, there's so much greatness in Zimbabwe, but I really see that the obstacle is governance. So I guess this is just a plea to the panelists, and maybe you can go one at a time in my time.
He's saying this is just a plea, right? This guy is American. He's saying this is just a plea to the guys who were supposed to be representing the masses of the Zimbabweans.
Will be expired, but to give me some direction, to give this committee of committed, bipartisan folks, the people you saw in from Senator Young, obviously Senator Flake, Senator Coons, feel a passionate love of Zimbabwe and a concern for the people. I would love it, maybe we can just go one at a time, to give me some direction over this next year, to maybe ramp up.
Give me some direction, right? How can America help Zimbabwe?
One at a time, to give me some direction over this next year, to maybe ramp up American influence to bring about a more robust democratic...
To ramp up American influence to bring about a more democratic
institutions. And maybe we can start with Mavinga.
They started with Mavinga.
What sort of role do you add?
They started with Mavinga, right? You know Mavinga, that guy. So these guys, they were answering off topic. How can we help Zimbabwe? They are saying don't help Zimbabwe until we are in power, right? Tendai BT was already rejected by the Zimbabweans. Pagabudam MDCT. Now, what he's trying to do is trying to spoil things for Nelson Chamisa, who has potential, who is loved by the masses of Zimbabwe. Unfortunately, just because Tendai BT is a lawyer, he intimidates Nelson Chamisa. One, because he's a lawyer. Two, because of his arrogance. Just the tone of his speech shows what an arrogant character he is. BT does not listen to anybody. Now the reason why MDC Morgan Tsvangirai had a problem with Thokozani Kupe is Morgan Tsvangirai made the MDC alliance deal without Thokozani Kupe's knowledge or agreement, right? So what the MDC alliance means? MDC alliance means Morgan Tsvangirai is the president, Tendai BT is the vice president in the MDC alliance, thereby rendering MDCT vice presidents useless, right? So those guys, Tendai BT is playing them, right? Using the MDC card. If we no longer have Morgan Tsvangirai for some reason, right? Tsvangirai is out of the picture. Let's say Tsvangirai is normal. Tendai BT automatically becomes the president because he's the deputy in the MDC alliance. Right? So in this article now, US senators very disappointed by BT and Kaman failure to answer very simple questions. Yes, they were very disappointed. And in 2010, they had claimed that Morgan Tsvangirai is an indecisive character that cannot be trusted. All right, guys, from now, I want you to keep responding to the questions, but let me just read let me just read your comments first. Right, let me just read your comments first. Let me just read your comments first. Okay, let me just read your comments first. $400 by $600. All right, let me just read your comments first. Then I ask you some questions. Big up everybody. Thank you for watching, guys. Keep those likes coming. Pretty still says fair. Zukfire, Sharon Matenga, Kudakwashe Mafuta, Willard Gwenzi, Kudakwashe Mafuta says, what's happened is offline. Something I don't know. Somebody is sniffing my data. Please, guys, if you're sniffing and filtering my data, whoever is listening, please stop doing that. You can come to me and ask me whatever you want to ask me. I'll gladly tell you. Right? Because when you're filtering my connection, it makes it slower. Right? I'm broadcasting from Zimbabwe. I don't have to leave this country and promote some other internet businesses just because they are sniffing my data and listening. Ali G. Talk more munemo. Kudakwashe Mafuta says chingwa chakuta mari chaita 9 cents, chakuta 10 cents, and some other products akuita 2 cents, 3 cents. So in Zimbabwe there is this systematic strategic inflation. Let's say by 1 cent after every 2 days. Right? By the end of 30 days, it will be 15 cents more expensive. Sharon Jackson, Phyllis Gatsi, Kelvin Gondo, Dr. Clarence to the fullest. Thank you. Lucy Taruinga, Ali G. Thanks, we can hear you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Joshai Matumira, MDC, Yakapaku, USA ndo yakakwidza mitengo. Josiah Mamurimira. It's not that simple, this issue. Remember, chingwa chinogadzirwa neflower yakarimwa muZimbabwe necommand agriculture yakasubsidized price ikaitwa $32 for 50 kgs, right? Flour haina kukwira, fuel haina kukwira, sugar inobva kuchireze muZimbabwe, cooking oil inobva muZimbabwe, but we import nothing. We plastics anogadzirwa muno muZimbabwe. Pachingwa there is nothing we import chaifanira kuti chingwa chikwire, right? Chingwa chikakwira ndo chinokonzeresa mutauro. Remember those my bread and butter issues. So this is a strategic move to sabotage ED Emmerson Mnangagwa. Alright? I know most of you guys don't like ZANU-PF, don't like Mnangagwa. But would you support the people sabotaging the government? Vosafisa imimi. Because remember, I don't think Emmerson Mnangagwa anojika chingwa $1 mbokake. I don't think Morgan Changira anojika chingwa $1 mbokake. I don't think those guys. It's you and me who buy that dollar bread. It's you and me who is affected, right? So the reason why Zimbabweans are afraid, they are afraid that Mnangagwa will deliver and people will vote him into office and he will win. Then ZANU-PF icharamba ichitonga kusvika narini. That's what they are afraid of. Now we have shifted our attention from bread and butter issues. We are now concerned about removing ZANU-PF. Right? Deliwe, Nkwena High Doc, which means Christmas we are not even going to eat bread. No, Chingwa Chichadzika my manja. I'm giving you 4 days. In less than 4 days, things will be back to normal. Right, guys? I want you to write where you're watching us from. Write in the comment box. Right? Right? If you are watching in Zimbabwe, please write. Especially on Zimbabwe. I want to prove a point. So write where you're watching us from. Then when I ask questions, I want you to respond with the most honest answer so that we can show the Zimbabweans living outside of Zimbabwe what's really happening on the ground. So people, notify me where you're watching from. Sheila Mukonyo. Noah Singano says we can hear clear. Shelter Chingwalila. Ma charge ga rice in a shiri for Christmas. Nyama haicha tengiki. Bevan Mudungwe. Beverlyn Mudungwe says watching live from Iceland. Iceland. Could say you win it. Akurod says connected from boats. Ali G. Isuta kubane chingwa chedu neana kuno. Don't worry, my brother. Don't worry. Apparently, President Mnangagwa Babudi thought Varadakubatira Zimbabwe say, and Zimbabwe will soon be adopting a semi-free market enterprise economy. It means monopolization, right? Law of demand and supply. will control the markets. More competitors will be allowed into the game so that they compete. Right? So we will end up boycotting everybody who is fueling economic crisis in Zimbabwe. Francis Wema says they start controlling prices. Nechingwa achizowanikwe. Francis Wema, this time they're not going to use price control. They're using free market enterprise where it will be easier for anybody to come and start a business in Zimbabwe. It will be easier for any Zimbabwean to start their own firm. Guys, what is stopping me from opening my own bakery and running my own bakery? What is stopping you from running your own bakery? Jimishini jinogadzira chingwa chakumanaka kungoisa flour mashuga machichi ungokwinira ki wogara anditi pachinotanga kubudisa like mshini uri ku lobels unobudisa 60,000 loaves per day, right? Mushini pa unotanga unongotanga 30 minutes usati wakubudisa chingwa pachinotanga kubuda shine chichibuda at rate ye 2 loaves per second. This is an automated machine which costs less than $200,000 US. $200,000 inoda kuti imari yekuti vanhu 10 vakabata zama $20,000 $20,000 munozireza $200,000. Kana kuti vanhu 100 vakabata zama $2,000 you can start your own bakery inokubudisa 60,000 loaves of bread a day. Vanhu 1,000 mukasanga zama $2 etc. And Zimbabwe is a land of opportunity. Let us seize those opportunities. Of course, foreign investors must come, but we are not we are not consumers. We are not a nation of consumers. We are a nation of people, right? Foreign investor it benefits us nothing. So I'm going to complex China benefits. Isusu wana Zimbabwe nothing. Complex China pakanyimwa lendi utawashi. And that thing, of course, the owner is a billionaire. He might actually be watching this video, but he won't mind about people like me. Francis Wema. Say Robin Bebe say watching from Borodale. Thank you very much, Robin Bebe. If you're watching from Borodale, thank you. I'm gonna ask a question in less than 30 seconds. Kunevanu vese vanum Zimbabwe. Moses Gliwayo says Zimbabwe. Kudakwashe Chadrick Chirombo says I'm watching from India. Kudakwashe Chirombo Ruite India. I'm looking for somebody who is doing computer engineering. Not software, but hardware engineering. Right, there's something I want done. Sahan Omasha says good video. Okay, Gokwe. Tendai says outer Ukraine. What out of the country Udzai Hamadzi Ziepe kuvotera. Winnie Pachawa Marin ndivo vanogona kupedza zvese, just pray about it. Mwari anenge achiti ai mimi ndimogona kupedza kuti madambudziko enyu, just find solutions. Isusu tichiti pray. So sometimes we need action, guys. We have prayed, prayers have worked, right? Big prophets have prayed for our nation. Stephen Muchawa says, Doc, there is no investors will come to invest in Rotten Zimbabwe. No. They will come. Actually, investors trust Mnangagwa more than they trust Morgan Tsvangirai. Because Tsvangirai, I don't change my goalposts. Right? So investors now think Mnangagwa is stable and good for business. Right? But that wouldn't be that good, because in Zimbabwe, my business is run mafia style. Right? So we wouldn't want my businessmen foot and a politician. It's complicated nation. Okay, one are in Zimbabwe. Soldiers are in the street. Barracks. Right? I want you to reply. Everybody who's watching us from Zimbabwe. Ukraine, India, Australia, UK, South Africa. What's really going on in Zimbabwe. Right? Kanapana Kapinam town in the past 10 days. Ndoda kuti mundiudze pane pamakamboona masoja here mutaundi pasiri pa defense house kana pa parliament pavagara vanochengeta, pasiri pa ZBC Mbare pavagara vanochengeta, kana pa ZBC Pockets hiyo pavagara vanochengeta. Right? Ndoda kuti munhu ari muZimbabwe makambosanganawo here nemasoja mutaundi over the past 10 days. Right? marodhi ese anobva kumagetu achipinda muHarare CBD pane pamakambosangana here nemasoja. Let's not talk about matollgate, because matollgate anogara aine masoja, right? Matollgate anogara aine masoja. That's why long distance vari vanongosangana nemasoja patollgate, but the soldiers vanenge vangogara as security vakangonyarara. People who are watching from Zimbabwe in the past 10 days confirm kuti wakamboona masoja ari mustreet here achiharasa vanhu here. Write the truth. Ellen Tafirenyika says, big up dog. Sungano kuno kugoke center chingwa achisati chakwira juu mashop anozvibikira ega. Thank you very much for your comment. I love this comment. Okay, let me show you the comment, guys. There's something I'm loving about this comment. Right? That's Neonas. Sungano says kuno kugoke senda chingwa hachisati chakwira juu to mashop anozvibikira ega. Innovation, right? People are seeing opportunities in this crisis. They're starting up their own companies. Remember, bakery, you don't need forex. Flour, I'll take any forex. Flour takes one will mend subsidized price, right? Mafuta, no forex, right? Ellen Tafirenyika says, big up dog. Oh, Mango Modo says, watching in Canada. Nkosinati Matambo says, we don't mind who leads our country. We all need but living conditions and freedoms. Tendai Jomo, outer Ukraine. Oh, Phyllis Gatsi, very out of the country. All right, now we're getting a comment here. Okay, Shannon Omashan, good. Ali G watching from Joburg, South Africa. Omega Kurao watching from Bolton, United Kingdom. Doc, there is no investors who come. Okay, I've read. Okay, I'm in Canada. Bread is okay. Mega Mezzo. Bread here is from $2 to $3. I don't know where you're watching from, but that definitely that is not Zimbabwe. Definitely. Let's step forward. Beverly. We should give Garwe a chance. I think he will deliver. Zambia. Why brother with election this year? Wait for 5 years. Doc in DRC in Doc Batai. Tanaka in Brodeus. Shelton Chingwalia, Zimbabwe. Take like gas. And the volume dear Wedzera. Alright, thank you. Yase. Canada Wedzera do the foot. Natasha Russian Habit. Are you serious? Price ye chinga chakwira 10 cents. They don't harass people, dog. Soldiers are doing good job. Okay, that's somebody in Zimbabwe, Robin Bebe. Right? The reason why I asked people who are in Zimbabwe to taura nyaya masoja murumbo na masoja mu street here is because when are Zimbabwe, when are outside Zimbabwe, they have a wrong perception of what's happening in Zimbabwe. Varufunga kuti vanhu vari kutobvurwa nemasoja. Varufunga kuti masoja are everywhere, which is not. It's just speculation. So the moment when those BT guys were saying remove even my articles are not broadcast on my newspaper are based in UK, they are saying soldiers should be removed from the street. Now can our soldiers that's in the street think with my soldiers are in the street, but these guys are saying soldiers should be removed from the street. If Mnangagwa sees such article, if Chiwenga sees such articles, when street Muslim soldier, what will they think? The next time you come and say we want electoral reforms, they will say you guys, you are crazy, you are liars, you lie to yourself, you lie to the world. So they won't listen to them. Right? Nash next says, just let's wait and see. Joma Ore says Jakaoma. Fuel ndo ikuti nete kuno. No asungano. Okay, you are in Goko in Harare. Fuel is okay. Fuel actually, guys, with the free enterprise we are doing, and if you are not dura. Or over $20. Kunyika zinenga na most can is less than $90 cents. So we need people who can actually start importing fuels, selling fuel at competitive prices. We need entrepreneurs, right? Innovative minds that will start their own ethanol plants. Ethanol is made from sugar. Alternative fuel, right? Petrol, kerosene, diesel, right? From cracking of polymers, right? Biodiesel. We have methane gas in Zimbabwe. Kwese kune coal deposits kune methane gas. We have a lot of alternative fuels, right? Take like gas. Say. So, maona kumana. Those people who are watching outside, let us not. Okay, let's spread the truth. There is no military in Zimbabwe in the streets harassing people. One video yakatenderera, two video, same incident mupolisi achirova vanhu. That can be staged by anybody who is targeting to tarnish Mnangagwa's name. Remember, Jonathan Moyo orchestrated the era of Mashingo memes. You remember Mashingo memes? That was a political move. Kuda kudzikisira vanhu vekumasvingo vari vevaridzi veZimbabwe. Ini nitori muZezuru, right? But Masvingo is where we come from, Zimbabwe, right? So strategy vakabvira nemasvingo memes. From Masvingo memes, ZANU-PF Youth Interface, targeting ED, right? Let's say Mnangagwa akaita coup. Munhu anoita coup, anokwanisa kuita coup akangwara, mugai. Mungade kutongwatetsaga. All right, Winnie Pachao. Chakumboita mari. Tekla kugasa says chakwa. Toya atina kunzwa no man coffee. Munoti kudi. Ne military cabinet boys. Don't be short-sighted about military. If you have experienced first-hand experience in Zimbabwe, you will know that soldiers are the most disciplined and the most patriotic people in Zimbabwe. Ukaona msoja achipfura anyway paitika accident, anomira kuti akubatsire. Mupurisa will never do that. And it vakasvika chinhu chinoda kusumudza chaka masoja help kana murodhi uchida kubatsirwa kupusha motikari masoja help. Soldier army, these people, they have always helped us in the community, right? Vanhu vanoda kuita overcharge kubvira kudhara makombi mawindi achiharasa vanhu. Soldiers have always defended the people, right? But kana windi achida kuharasa munhu wese windi arikuda kurova amai musoja aripo omumisa. Zvino zvakunzi masoja akanesa nemawindi. Handiti vamwe vorova masoja poimbwa masongo makarova ganazi, right? Gift Muramba, no problem with soldiers. They are maintaining peace, right? This is first-hand information from Zimbabwe. People need service delivery. All right, guys, Zimbabwe. Let us also see this situation as opportunity to create money, to create employment. And let us be innovative. Let us create jobs. Let us create our own companies. Remember the Industrial Revolution in Britain. Yakatanga ku backyard kuma 1800. That's why you see most of the products are a British company since 1800, right? Since 1800, since over 200 years, those companies they started kuma backyard. Indigenization. We were almost going there, but corruption. The only reason why somebody would need to steal, why somebody would need to be corrupt is because I'm not brain. I'm going to talk money. You have the opportunity to make money, but you just want to steal. Oh, Moses Liwayo. Soldiers are at their designated places, as you said earlier, places like ZBC, targets, etc. There is no army in the streets. So, guys, if you're a journalist, there is no army in the streets in Zimbabwe, right? The moment you will be writing an article which claim you are tarnishing the name of Zimbabwe, tarnishing the image of Zimbabwe, right? You are strengthening the grip of sanctions on Zimbabwe. If you are writing fake articles about Zimbabwe, you are a sellout, right? You are a sellout. And such people deserve to be thrown in jail. When then we throw such people in jail, shows that we have freedom of expression when you are spreading lies. Norman Coffee. We only have one problem in Zimbabwe. ZANU-PF is still in power. That's Norman Coffee. All right, Norman Coffee. I want you to explain your point. I want you to explain, and you can give us alternatives. All right? Give us alternatives. The reason why ZANU-PF keeps winning the election, ZANU-PF is organized and 99% of ZANU-PF youths are registered voters. Right? You'll be surprised. Okay, everybody in the group, let us be honest. If okay, right now I have 134 people watching live. Oh, if you are a registered voter, just write I registered. If you are not, just write I didn't register. We want to see if you are the registered or the non-registered. You will be shocked. Be honest to yourself, because we are doing this for Zimbabwe. Natasha Russian Habit. Yeah, Las Vegas Apple. That was a true fact, yes. You can't expect anything good to come from Jonathan Moyo. Angari Professor Wechi, Jonathan Moyo. Angari Professor Wechi. Which Twitter? Twitter, you know, Twitter game we want my 8-year-old, my grade 1, my grade 2. I'm getting professor with Twitter. What have you achieved as a professor? What have you done as a professor with China, Jonathan? Zimbabwe is rich, but people like Chombo who stole from the government are wrong. That's very true. Kosiati Matambo, and yes, Mujifort, Mulakost, Munimano Wakaluta, Wakawandisa. And it would, according to me, it would be unfair one. Just because they're G4. An easier alternative will be maybe Akumana Akabaka Bandit Board. This is Nainajo. From today onwards, no more stealing. We can start with that approach, because right about now, cash shortages in Zimbabwe is an engineered artificial crisis. Cash shortages in Zimbabwe is an fictitious engineered crisis. Cash shortages. My husband is going to that cash shortage is an engineered thing. Why? Banks make more money. Banks make more money from your transactions. Pauchatenge watching watch $20. Or we used to break bank charge 20 cents. Every time you're doing that. Every time you're doing that. And then my banks are not taking straight my card, which is 0 bank charges. And they 1 month later they start putting bank charges. They don't even notify you, which is illegal. Right? They always go away with it because people we don't report, and some of them are linked to politicians. Banks don't want you to access cash because they make more money. They force you where to buy. Monopolization. Tozoka ko mafia. Tozoka ko syndicate. Phyllis Gatti. Those few they go back to the garage. Phillips Gatti. Any country in the world, have a national broadcaster, any country in the world, per defense house, per defense house, to is a civilian. Parliament, Supreme Court, constitutional. Do you know the documents, the value of documents that are kept in those buildings? Those buildings are Zimbabwe. That is Zimbabwe. Right? Those buildings are Zimbabwe. RBZ. You see? Any country. Alright. I see nobody's writing to register. Meaning the majority of people who are watching this video right about now are in Zimbabwe. They are not registered voters. I want to give you homework. Ask on Zimbabwe. Register to vote in this family Vangani. You will be surprised. Name of figures. Ruth Miles, Phyllis Gazi, Taura Muchangwa, Amuna kuona ile speech yake yekuti masoja achabatira ZANU. Right? I want you to record that clip. I want you to send it to me. Phyllis Gazi. Right? And if there is such a clip, our broadcast, then we're going to be talking about it here. Right? We're going to be talking about it here. Francis Wema. Chingwa. Chikukira cause we are importing with Francis Wema. You are misinformed. We are not importing wheat. Command agriculture was actually a success. Even if you ask Morgan Changirai, he knows it was a success. Flour is going for $32, 50 kg. Right? Most of Zimbabweans are not near into the speculation. We do not import wheat. Kosinati Matambo. No need to be radical to people who externalize currency. Yes, that's true. Decentralization is our solution in Zimbabwe. Chingwa chiri kukwira cause, okay? Kosinati, it needs to be radical to people who are externalizing currency. Alright, yesterday I heard kuti pane 100 alleged externalizers vakanyorwa tsamba. My warning letters ni RBZ kuti unzai mari peki. Right, that happened Friday. Stephen Muchawaya, I am going to register to vote. Francis Wema. Flour is not in short supply, Francis Wema. Cooking oil is not in short supply, Francis Wema. Cooking oil inogadzirwa ne soya beans. Dzungu. Soya beans. Plant is ingadi fertilizers. It's in abundance. Soya beans per ton $200. Right? I'm telling you figures. Kutatuze uti how far. And I can even tell you soya beans ton with mafuta kawanda say. Right? Kudakwashe mafuta. Just say there is one thing. BT delegation says that I did like that. Okay, tell me about it, Kudakwashe. What you like that BT said. Ali G, good night, Doc. Tomorrow Kuma works. Alright. Ruth Miles, they won't help ZANU-PF. They will keep bringing peace. Do you prefer soldiers? Ruth Miles, I think my was join a video in Pagati. Akuna ma soldier on the street. Right? In the Nyayeko appointed one of my ex-military into parliament. Mugabe was a military man. Joshua Nkomo was a military man. Was he not? Ana chombo ndo wanga wasiri ma military man. Vakatora nyaya kudzidza. Right? Ruth Miles, they are no soldiers harassing people in the streets. I'm not an apologist. I'm telling you facts as it is. That's why I asked people who are watching this video live. Beverlyn Mudungwe. Alright guys, I'm gonna go live just 2 minutes, then I sign out. So any comments are on your politicians took advantage. That's very true. Kosinati, that's very true. People who know they take advantage. Moses Liwai says, Doka Mdaro Kiki, read my article. I had registered to vote. Kudakwashe. We in the diaspora, we also want to vote. PMMMJ. Anyway, you know, Jaquira, don't brush that aside. Aquila is still normal, they like double the price. Okay, Prim J, what you're saying according to me, that's propaganda. Dofunga mnombo guys, I shoot my videos in the Shitenga, my supper, almost Kajinji Kachwana. Prim J, you don't need to hate your country. You don't need to hate your country to fabricate such propaganda. We should be proud of our nation. If President tells us we're 15 billion, then we rebuild Zimbabwe. Because about 15 billion. About 15 billion. Most people are ignorant, but 15 billion, yeah, 15 billion, yakatangira papi. Yakatangira President Mugabe speaking at a rally, Ganzima Chinese, akativara. Pawakawe washida kumaina Diamond Red kumalawi, which didn't need my Chinese anyway because Diamond Red chiko nonga pass. Ungade my China anime equipment good you mine Diamond no nonga pass. They promised that we will deliver 15 billion. It was a promise, it was not money that was made. It was an example. We took an example literally. Charles Samakandel registered white 16 Hank Park School. Blessed Innovates, thank you so much for streaming. We will learn a thing. I know. Thanks for the okay. The revolutionary political parties are injecting poverty. Now, that's Norman Coffee. All right, guys. When we are voting next year, let us not be backward and vote for party names. Let us not be partisan. Let us not be biased in any political party. Muna anema facts and soro. Do amunofana kuvotera kuma MP nekuma councillor, right? Vanhu vane facts ane musoro handisi kuti vetera my independent and handisi kuti musamavhotere, right? Because we have some people who are using their beauty varida kuita my independent candidate kunzvimbo dzavo, right? Because they think men will vote with the sticks in their underwears, right? I would have mentioned the name, not that I'm scared of the person. I'm not afraid of the person, right? Blessed, thank you. Gift Maramba. All right, guys, Dr. Clarence, this was the video, right? What they are afraid, why they are afraid of Mnangagwa. They are afraid that Mnangagwa will deliver. Even you and me, we are all afraid that Emmerson Mnangagwa will actually deliver. And we don't want him to. Right? People don't want Emmerson Mnangagwa to deliver Zimbabwe just because he is ZANU-PF. But at that time, that's why we are trying to sabotage him. That's why the guy who's saying the prices have doubled, annual the prices have doubled, he is in his heart. Right? Revenues of taxpayers, Doc, we need accountability. Stephen Muchawaya, let us switch off ZANU-PF, guys. We need facts, right? If we remove, let's say we remove ZANU-PF, who do we put? Do we put in Tendai Biti? Do we? Kuma political party ASM vanozo contested ma MP vanoriga ma primary election zvisinei party vanotenga the people who afford to campaign, usually ndo vano campaign, and not the people with the best knowledge. No, those who afford. It's unfortunate what's happening in Zimbabwe. It's very unfortunate. All right, guys, Dr. Clarence, don't forget to like this video if you like it, dislike if you don't like it, right? Zimbabwe, we need to be united. We Zimbabweans, we need to be united for one cause, right? If we are united, we can accomplish anything. Tikati isusa komana takuda kuboycota company yemunhu ari kufuela economic crisis in Zimbabwe. Tinoiboycota sure. And but character yedu isusu tikaudza kuti nhasi ngatisa support business uyu because ari kuda kufuela crisis. Unaona achinda nepse. Chinza ona vanhu ngara vakanga nanzi chi. That's what we do. We're people, a broken people with a pull down mentality, pull down crab mentality, jealousy, right? Because we have been so hurt. We should reform and unite. And imbomira kuenda live yako nda uya pano believe nenyaya yema prizes iri kundibata bata. All right, and naneas graphics dako dziri kumberi. Thank you very much mfeso wangu for commenting. Actually improvement ye channel iri kukonzeresa vavengi vakawanda. Wana advice yandinoitwa nevamwe vanhu mu inbox unochema wangu. Thank you very much for appreciating. Because stage gadzira ma video kuti tipushe nyika kumberi because I do not get paid to make these videos. All right, guys, Dr. Clarence, TV7 Live. Doc, I'm not educated, but I understand better economics, bro. Yes, Nkosinati. And I'm not offending anybody. Look at President Mugabe, how many degrees? Right? Chikoro chinokulimita. Chikoro chinoisa zvinhu brain mako. It does not empower you to think. It empowers you to be an employee. We need peace and tranquility, Doc. Alright, guys, I'm going to ask you one more question. Then I sign out. I want you to write your answers faster. Let's say you're in Zimbabwe, to whoever. Let's say you're back in Zimbabwe. Let's say things are okay. Let's say things are okay in Zimbabwe. Right? Let's say things are okay in Zimbabwe. Let's say everything is fine. I want you to write. And you can only degree, can only 4 level, and you qualification yako mu comment box. And let's say Zimbabwe would miraculously create jobs. That when I know in India, ndakaita course yakati basa ranengade the easy. Right? I just want to show you something. You just need 10 people to write. Right? I'll start myself. In the Clarence. Right? I'm a doctor of common sense. Right? School of Life for 29 years so far. I'm a graduate from the School of Life with a master's in common sense. Right? Basaranigade. Right? Is to employ people, to run companies, to be a director, to be an innovator, and to be a leader, a politician. Imimi. Doc, I love your channel. It's reliable. Ellen Tafirenyika. Temba Shurugi. ED, 75 years. So dementia. Mnangagwa, I think. Kanoina go, you know what they actually get more wiser. They only tolerate shit. Okay, what's your number? My number is on the screen. Kosita, but I'm gonna put it on the screen right about now. Let me show you my number. All right, 0773390967. That's my number showing on the screen right now. Now. Deli Wenkwena says, I want to be a minister. That's Deli Wenkwena. Okay, one says, I'm coming home Zimbabwe to vote. If we can afford to come to Zimbabwe for Christmas, it means my election, let's say, you can come to Zimbabwe to vote if you love that country that much. All right. Kudakwashe mafuta. Software engineering, I'm a hustler. Pakuda ita zvuno. Zango game employment ja. I'm not saying good morning. Okay, kudakwashe mafuta. Yeah, software engineering. The 2-minute message per WhatsApp. All right. I'm doing something that needs software engineers, especially on Java, the JavaScript, right? Mobile technology, something we want to do. Joe Smoke, register voter, singing. Norman Coffee. Norman studying economics in Cyprus. I want to be an economist and run Zimbabwe stock markets. That's very good. Skamo researcher of Futima decentralized currencies. How we can help Zimbabwe in that economics to Cyprus. Thank you for that. Blessed Innovates. I left Zim when I was young, but if I'm to come back, I would make jobs for people and become a self-made business innovator. Gift Muramba says, Chatonono Kirwa, we need to vote Kanamangwana Chaya. Blessed Innovates. I'm so with you on the whole common sense thing, law. Kudakwashi Mafuta, I have sent a big message. Same as profile picture. Okay, I'll check it. Thank you. Okay, my phone. Because Tambo, let us give ED a chance. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Signing out. All right, guys. Right, there's this prophet, this white garment posted Baba, who had some few times, I think, Panaba. My testimony is that Baba Katuka. Right? Tomorrow I'm gonna be broadcasting something because some documents and claiming to have been helped in a certain way, but I'm gonna dig deep. We're gonna find out. So what I'm gonna do, I want to trick this guy, right? I want to trick him. I'm gonna call him pretending Sengemunji. right? In fact, we are not going to be doing that. We're going to be doing that, I think, Nema Men of God Agawanda, right? So that we see and you judge from yourselves, especially people who are outside the country, so that we can see kuti vari kuzvifambisa sei vanhu ivava. And so tomorrow, Madziva Bakatuka, we will be doing it between 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. I'll update you on the times. Delwen Kwena, Margaret Moyo, Kudakwashe Mafuta, Sharon Jackson, Trilis Gatsi, Kevin Gondo, Lucy Taruinga, thank you guys. All right, Dr. Clarence, TV7 Live, signing out. Like video. Akwana video ya rebesa ino ya komana. Gift Maramba, diploma in motor maintenance. Okay, are you in Zimbabwe? Gift Maramba. This diploma in motor maintenance. Okay, of course you are doing motor maintenance. I want to give you a task. Now to one of my buzz, I know gadra say, my buzz, my AVM, I gadra same Zimbabwe. You can look into that industry. There is opportunity, so I want you to look into that. I like it, Wangwa. I use that right. Okay, guys, thank you very much. Dr. Clarence, TV7 Live. My number is showing on the screen, 0773 390 967. Right? 0773 390 967. Right? And to all those who want to help push TV7 Live, if you want to donate to TV7 Live, PayPal, MasterCard, Visa, the link is in the description box below. Remember, guys, I don't get paid to do this. I commit myself every day. I buy data to push this thing, right? Every day. 3, 4, 5 times. A lot of time, our hobo doing this thing. So a little support would go a long way. We need to be able to conduct live interviews on live, right? Getting faster internet services. Of course, Econet 4G and Lushansa right now, but those guys, they want to abuse the market. Econet abuses the market. We love Strive Masiwa, but when I come and bag I think you all agree with me with Japana Munatambo for helpline, which means basically Econet helpline is helpless. Zoe is helpless. I actually got a lot of Zoe modems, right? This is a Zoe modem, you see. So these guys, apparently what they would do about my face is Zoe. I would buy internet, right? I usually paid Muswa 24 every month, but boy, but I'm 24. Muswa 1 year expire, day per month. I'm an month, but I'm 24. You know, but I'm 24 next month, right? So apparently these all guys say, I don't need credit, right? I wanted to sue those guys, but in that time you're going to court. I'm under pressure, but I could sue them. And I don't need a lawyer to do that. Malcolm X, Martin Luther, they were all not lawyers. Alright guys, Dr. Clarence signing out. I can't see your comments. That's okay. And that's my number on the screen. Comments. I'm going to sign out right now in a few seconds. Thank you everybody. Keep your comments coming.